Well, voter ID laws across the country could have a major impact on the November elections. In Texas, for example, a controversial law requires certain forms of ID to vote, but it also calls for providing the necessary ID free of charge. Shannon Bream live in Washington with more on all of this. Shannon.
Hi, Don. Well, as we head into the fall election, more than a dozen states will have either new or newly beefed up voter ID laws for the first time during a presidential election. Critics claim the laws are meant to suppress the minority vote and point to studies like this one from the University of California, San Diego, which concluded, quote, our analysis shows that strict identification laws have a differentially negative impact on the turnout of Hispanics, blacks, Asian Americans, and multiracial Americans in primaries and general elections. We also find that voter ID laws skew democracy toward those on the political right. Well, the authors of the study went on to say that while they believe voter ID laws mean a lower minority turnout, they can't say why. Whether minorities see the law as a signal that, quote, they're not wanted at the ballot box, or that they simply can't afford the necessary ID. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton says the latter is not an issue in his state.
If you don't have a driver's license or a military ID, you can get a free ID from the state of Texas, which allows you to go in and vote just like anybody that has a driver's license or other identified form of photo ID. So that argument doesn't really hold water because we've offered up free IDs to people that don't have those IDs, and all they have to do is go get one.
That voter ID law in Texas is currently in the middle of a heated legal fight. Just last week, the Supreme Court refused an emergency request to put it on hold, but the underlying case on the merits is still stuck in federal courts. John?
Shannon Bream in Washington. Thank you, Shannon.